Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito'clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Would you please welcome, live from wherever he is on this soggy Friday afternoon, Illac, Diaz!
You light up my life. You give me hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, wherever he might be, Illac Diaz. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, James. Hi on a wet, soggy day. Thanks for inviting me.
Let's give people a background first. What exactly is Liter of Light, and who in a nutshell is Illac Diaz?
We wanted everyone to be a solar engineer, to be able to build solar lights because there was so much disasters and, of course, even a human conflict like Marawi. And so instead of having to wait for imported, patented expenses, we wanted people to be able to build solar lights with simple parts. We started Liter of Light, and we basically go into companies and like Awad Kilingan Habitat. You can actually build solar lights by hand, and we give it to women cooperatives so they can rent it out. And so we started, with a small group of about 3 people. Now we're 1,200 people in 32 countries. So we wanted something that Filipinos can go global.
Well, you've truly gone global with this. We're going to be talking about that in a little while. But Illac, I just got to touch on the fact that the obvious for all the ladies who are swooning here backstage and are all getting weak at the knees. You gave up a pretty lucrative and promising career in showbiz to do this.
Well, I actually am an urban planner by training. And when I was starting out, and just so you know, everybody starts out with very little money. I wanted to earn a little bit more. So my auntie Gloria said, "Hey, you're not really earning that much money. Do you want to host or do you want to do a part-time acting? Just 2 days of the week." So I did part-time. But I continued my studies in urban planning till I even have my master's abroad.
So you didn't get tempted like, the money's pretty good in the showbiz and maybe I can just pursue an easier path here. That ever crossed your mind? What pulled you over to the green side?
We're always being hit by this kind of large calamities, and I wanted people to rebuild faster, but not with cement, brick, and glass, which are the most expensive way to do so. So I wanted to be part of the first one writing this alternative architecture or this disaster resilient architecture, and so I really did part of it. But along the way, I get to be able to be a spokesperson for some brands. When I was doing this kind of hosting, and we were out in the provinces and out in these urban poor areas, I kept on promising that we'll be back, we'll be able to help. And so I always felt bad that after a while, I said, hey, with so much influence, so much, I sort of shifted a little bit slowly, taking a foot out of showbiz and more into a global humanitarian field. I was one of these presentations of these, international NGOs, and they started showing pictures of children that were really sad and Filipino dirty. And I said, hey, that's not the Filipino that I know. They said, well, we can't really sell happy Filipino children. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to build an NGO where we can do something positive. And you know what? Maybe we'll also make a global NGO, and that's what started my career.
What do you do with the Liter of Light? I mean, there's no cords, there's no bill shock, which people are feeling now with their Meralco bills. What are the other benefits that we need to know about this magical Liter of Light?
So here's a sort of a sample. So it's a solar light. When you open it, you'll see that instead of soldered an LED from a motorcycle. So it's very, very simple, but we were able to work with women cooperatives around the Philippines, and it started to go international. So now we also gave it to the men, but somehow when they have fiestas or they have barcadas, sometimes they sell my tools. So I said, okay, I learned my lesson. And the other thing with also the women that do it in a cooperative is a lot of the money, the extra money used to buy books for the children. So it's if you empower a woman, you elevate the standard of living in a village. So they also bring doctors when to empower the world in a weird way, James, is to make yourself obsolete. And so as I wanted to help more and more people, that means that I don't have to keep the technology for myself. That when it breaks down, I'm the only one that knows how to fix it. I am the only one that can fix it, that can provide the parts. In countries where, especially young people don't know about energy poverty, we can engage the young people to make this super large artwork of 3,000 to 4,000 lights, where they work together and then they build it. So we made the largest solar artwork in England, the largest solar artwork in the UAE, and now we're going to do something in Rome. Well, it was a bit delayed, but we were invited by the Papal Office to actually do something that will light up St. Peter's Square. We'll do that, but we want to show that Filipinos can do something grand. But after we make the artwork, which art is very well received, we take every piece of light with the we have a QR code, so the kids know where their lights go around Africa. So very, very interactive.
Very. It's incredible how you've intertwined that element of fun in there, the element of tracking your progress. You're really making it interactive. You're really making it a lot of fun. The children putting this artwork together. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about the Pope, which we touched on there. We saw a picture of Steven Spielberg. Some people think that man's also quite a spiritual or out of this character. Why have you got a picture of Steven Spielberg?
So after we started doing this global artworks, we got a call from DreamWorks that Steven Spielberg wanted to do a film about the power of ideas. And he invited us over to DreamWorks and basically talk about what we did. So we did a 2-minute documentary on it. And he says, one day when you have more footage, we hope that you come back to us and we might make a longer documentary, because it's my passion to show how sometimes even in your own country, you don't even get supported. And you fly over to DreamWorks, and I'd like to meet you and launch this, and he even made a solar light, believe it or not. And he wrote, Illac, a great idea, Steven Spielberg. So I know, it's nice because Filipinos, I wanted to show that we're also global humanitarians, not just receiver of funds, but we can do something that can, be achieved, that can really show the world that through our bayanihan, through our, skills of kalikot, we can make this big changes. And he gave us $10,000 and he says, I want you to teach Filipinos how to be able to make solar lights. And that's where we are now.
That's so heartwarming. That's incredible. And you have that, can you show that pipe again, X, that was signed by Steven Spielberg? Because I saw that kanina on Carousel and cashcashpinoy.com for sale. Is that the same one? Yeah. That's the one. Okay, so let's make a bid for that. No, I'm kidding. You wouldn't sell that for sure. Steven Spielberg backing this. The Pope actually inviting you to St. Peter's Square. The Papal Office inviting you to St. Peter's Square to do a light up there as well. You also were invited to Dubai, right, to represent the Philippines. The sole representative of the Philippines is 100 Change Heroes. What happened with that? Because that was supposed to happen this year, and it could have been a very, very big thing to put the Philippines on the stage.
It's World Expo is the gathering of countries to show their best of the best, to show how their ideas are basically making a difference. So the World Expo was supposed to be in Dubai this October 2020, where countries were supposed to show the most sustainable ideas. But it was really interesting because the Expo office came up with something called Expo Live, where they look for 100 change makers from around the world, showing that bottom-up approaches are as important as top-down, not only philanthropy, but also social enterprises. and we were contacted to be part of that, and we were given support and a booth. So we have a booth right in the middle of the expo, which 25 million people will supposedly be passing by, and hopefully it's been moved to October 2021. So we really want to show a very strong Filipino story there. So we're on our way, but this COVID happened, so we have to pivot and come up with a new idea, which you'll be talking about, which hopefully will get us to come up with a new idea and come up with a great story to show to the world.
How can people help you in this? Because I'm seeing so many messages here on how do we get involved with this? How do we help? How do we be change heroes ourselves? How do we promote your advocacy? If they want to join your team, how do we do this?
Well, first of all, is you can connect us at Liter of Light in Instagram, or A Liter of Light on Facebook. So very important. You'll be able to contact us. But more than this is, we have come up with a campaign, and we're going to be launching it in the next couple of weeks. As an ambassador to UNESCO International Day of Light, one of the precepts there is that you can involve as many people in solving energy poverty. One person speaking cannot do even a corporation or government. What we want to do is show the Bayanihan spirit. So it's called Light It Forward, where what we want to do is like an ice bucket challenge. So it's called Light It Forward. So you'll be building a solar light, or you challenge other people to basically build a light. And then what happens is those 4 or 5 people will build it with their children or build it at home. We will have somebody bring you the kit to your house. We're now working with somebody, a delivery mechanism, and we can have a kit. Of course, it will be sealed. It'll be, clean and make sure that that everybody's safe. And you can build it in your house. You can build this in your house with your kid or yourself, and challenge someone else to do it. And then so it will hopefully scale up. And so this is lots of NGOs are now bankrupt and crashing. And so it's because a lot of the corporate have taken a lot of the money and put it into PPEs, which is only right. But the thing there is, we cannot survive without NGOs. So what we want to do is get as many people challenging each other how to make solar lights. And all those lights, we will donate it to children in communities that don't have lights. So Light It Forward is a challenge to scale up. This Light It Forward could be something really powerful in a time where so many people are living in darkness.
Wow, that was truly beautiful what you just said. That is, what an amazing challenge that is. So if people want to do this, they're asking how much did it cost? Does it cost them anything to participate in this?
So yeah, we have to pay women's co-op. So we have 200 women that are losing their jobs, and what they do is they cut this, they put all the wirings inside, but circuit is all separate. So it will be all in a pouch, all in separate parts with instruction sheets. So we have the solar panel. Remember, solar, and we use lithium ion. So we don't use the cheap one. This one really it costs $1,500 plus, of course, the delivery. But again, we need to pay people, and so we for $1,500 you can challenge another person to build a light.
So it serves as your donation, as well as it serves as you sparking that light. And like a candle, you never lose anything by lighting another candle. You just gain from it.
It's better to teach somebody how to build a solar light than to have them stumble in the dark. But for the next 5 years, they're going to have fantastic solar light. For 50 people, we will actually bring our solar van over. We will have all the safety in place, acrylics. You can actually build the solar lights with us. So we're working with a group called Bike Scouts to be able to bike and bring the kits to you in your house so that you can build them. Later on, we're going to figure out how to collect them and give them to communities. So as I said, we haven't worked this thing out because NGOs are not known for digital unless it's pure awareness and just talking about it. We want people to do something about it. Awareness at this situation is over. We have to come together and do something about it. So that's what excites me. Build it at home with your kids, with your wife. Build a light it forward, and challenge your friend, to be able to come together and help us light these communities.
Well, why don't we start by doing it right now?
So you're number one.
I'm
James
number one.
Deacon is the light bearer number one. Who do you challenge? Who's that can be a light ambassador for us?
All right, you put me aside from all the people who are watching here. Okay, you're automatically challenged, right? So that's a given. I'll just maybe throw you through 5 random names. Brandon the Truth Vera, heavyweight champion of the world. I'm challenging you, man. Yeah, that's right, because it's probably the only thing I can win against you. Brandon Vera, I challenge you to make a light when you come back from Guam, because he's in Guam right now, but we'll get you a kit. Dong Dantes, I challenge you as well. Dong, I'm counting on you. Who else we got? Gretchen Ho. Gretchen, I want you to do one as well. Sam YG. There you go. And Fabio Eden. Fabio as well. Okay, so maybe that's 6. I don't know. I'm excited. But you guys...
So what's nice is every light will last for the next 5 years, and then you can change it with a simple vape battery. So vape batteries are available all around the country, so they can change it. The LEDs, motorcycle LEDs, are also very available. So all of them. We will now start the challenge, and who knows where this will go. James, the power of doing good, and the important part is to get beyond just talking about it and really doing. And so thanks for the challenge. We will be sending a kit to the first five challengers in this thing, and who knows where this goes. Like Ice Bucket Challenge, it got up to Bill Gates, and who knows how many Filipinos know other Filipinos and other people, right? So let's see.
So far, your advocacy's reached Steven Spielberg, the Papal Office, Queen Elizabeth. It's getting pretty global, all right? So I've got full faith in this.
I'm just so thankful that you're using your voice for good. I mean, really, at the time where NGOs really struggling to find a way forward, that you invited the show. And I know it's crazy, this thing about challenging other Filipinos to build the lights in their home, but it's desperate times for all of us. We don't want, everybody talks about the survival of big businesses and medium and small enterprises, but nobody's really figuring out that the NGOs are the huge balance to the government institution taking care of so many people. And so we need to survive, especially Filipino NGOs need to survive. I mean, I never thought that literally I could say that, I was alive when the world stopped. What's important is, what did you do? How did you build better forward? So this Light It Forward is something that we're thinking. We don't want to say we sat down. We want to say we made things brighter.
That wraps up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking our guests today, Illac, Diaz, and the Liter of Light Project. What a worthy thing to get behind. Thank you, Illac. God bless you. Thank you for being such a ray of light, both figuratively and literally. I made the word up. Yes, that's right. It's a brand new word. Literally, because, I don't know, it just came out and we're sticking with it. And it's got the liter part, so it's got your branding in it. Literally. You learned that on Tito'clock.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, what an amazing character. I've been wanting to have Illac on the show for such a long time. Not just this show, I mean, meaning in general. And we did do the Drive show, but I'll be very honest with you guys. I've never been able to find a way to do it justice, because Illac is he's got so many great ideas, and he's really coming from the right place. I've known him long enough to know that this guy's the real deal. He really goes out there with everything he's got. He uses his skills, his knowledge, because he's a very smart guy. As you know, he got his master's in urban planning. He's he's very well educated. He's got the looks. He's got the charm. He's got all of it, and he puts it all together for a great cause. It doesn't get much better than that, you know? So it's people like this I want to feature, and this ECQ Tito'clock has made this possible, because somehow with all the noise before ECQ, these things used to get lost in the wash. They used to get lost in the noise. And it was very hard to get people's attention for the amount of time that was needed to be able to explain what he's doing, because there's just so much going on. But now, with this, I hope we've been able to reach a few of you out there, because you've had the time to open your hearts, open your minds, and let these good ideas sink in and come in. And for that alone, I'm really, really grateful, because if we just leave something positive from this, if we leave something very positive behind, then this would have been just a very worthwhile ECQ, and this whole program would have just been served its purpose 100-fold. And that's really what it's all about. Just sort of just getting together, having this one time together that we can all count on every day, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Monday to Friday, and just be together and learn something new, inspire one another, share something, use our resources collectively to see how we can build a brighter tomorrow. So on behalf of the entire team, I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in again. We got a very special way of saying goodbye today, and this will probably be the theme song for the rest of MECQ, because I think it sums up everything about what we're doing here. And this is from Artie Lopez. It's I'll Hold the Line. So to everyone that's made this show possible, thank you very much. And we'll see you again on Monday, 5 p.m.
Another day feels like an inch from yesterday. My love will be away, be strong for me in every way. Although it's hard to go, my heart with you will always stay. I'll have to keep the promise I have made. Do I have strength to carry on? Regard how long must this go on? I need you here to keep me strong. I'll keep my word, your word is mine. The other thing before my fears, pushing on despite the tears. Please take us through another day. Just hold my hand, I will hold the line.